Live streaming is on.
So everyone, is this visible to you, my screen?
No, sir.
Okay, okay.
What?
Now, is it visible?
Yeah, now.
So in today's class, we will be covering object-oriented programming concepts, and second topic will be introduction of class, attributes, and methods. So I think all of you have heard already what are objects. So, but in programming, they are related, but they are different. So it is also called as object-oriented programming and OOP. Okay, so it is called as OOPS. And so first is what are objects? So object-oriented programming. First, I am defining what is object-oriented programming, and it is one of the popular approaches to solve a programming problem. Okay, is by creating object, and so what it is telling you to solve a programming concept, we create objects. Okay, and it is a popular approach to solve a programming problem. Okay, so what are objects? An object has two characteristics. First is attribute, and second is behavior. Okay, so you will get familiar of this. What is attribute and what is behavior? But just understand that an object has two characteristics. First is attribute, and second is behavior. This behavior is also called as methods. Okay, so suppose that we have a rabbit. Okay, so this is a rabbit, and a rabbit can be an object. Suppose that a rabbit is an object, and it has following properties: name, age, color. So these can be the attributes of rabbit, and similarly running and eating can be its behavior. Is this clear to you? I think not. So suppose that what is object oriented programming. Let me introduce it in a very easy way. Suppose that, so first assume that this rabbit is an object. Okay, and not means you suppose that this is a programming object, not daily type object. Just assume that this is a programming object, and I told you that an object has two characteristics. First is attribute, and second is behavior. So if this is an object, so its characteristics, first characteristics will be attribute. So its attribute can be name, age, color. So these attributes are what? These will be fixed to the these will be the value that will be associated with rabbits. So suppose that we have a rabbit, and it can have age, it can have suppose that we are giving it's a name, so it can have name. It can have color. Okay, so these are attributes. Similarly, behavior can be what? Running, eating. So these are behavior of the rabbit. So similarly, um, when there was evolution occurring in the programming. So firstly programming firstly programmers used to create simple simple files. Okay, means when object oriented programming was not there, so we need to create methods, functions, and we need to call them. So it was very difficult to to handle these functions. So we created some and that's why object oriented programming has came to the market, and people started using it. Means if you solve any real life problem, then you need to use object for that. Okay, so you need to object oriented programming for that. So what is object oriented programming? I will explain this by examples. Okay, so this was the basic introduction. Don't confuse with this. I will introduce it by programming. Okay, so is this clear to you? Up to this slide, is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So first thing that come into object-oriented programming is class. Okay, so what is class? So class is a basically blueprint of the object. So class is what? Class is the blueprint of object. Now, what is the meaning of blueprint of object? It means that we use class to create object. Okay, so there is nothing difference between class and object. Basically, class is used to create the object. Now you will see that what is the difference between them and how a class is converted to an object. So suppose that in Python we have a simple this is the example of a simple class. Okay, first we need to provide this class name. Then this class is a keyword, and then after you need to write class name. So suppose that I am giving you a simple class that has name rectangle, and we are not writing anything because I told you that this, okay, not capital P, small p. So I told you that we write pass if you don't want to write anything. So this class, now this class has nothing inside it. Its body is empty. So but this is the simplest class that can be possible, and this is the syntax of the class. Now if you want to create the object of this class, so we will do what? So first object is an instance of class. Okay, so object is what? Object is an instance of class. So I told you that class is the blueprint of object, and object is an instance of class. So suppose that we have object rectangle 1, and we need to create a rectangle 1 that has the type of class, that has the rectangle type class. Okay, so we will write rectangle 1 is equal to, you can see that we are writing rectangle 1 is equal to rectangle. Okay, so this rectangle 1, so this rectangle was 1 is, either you can say this is an object, or you can say that this is an instance of rectangle class. Okay, so this rectangle was in 1 is an instance, or you can say that this is an object. This is an object. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So next I told you that in object oriented programming we have attributes that are related to the related to the object. So how we will attach attributes into the class? So first is, class attributes are attributes which are owned by the class itself. Okay, so these attributes are related to the class only. Now we define class attributes outside all the method. So suppose that we have some methods. Methods means functions. I told you that what is difference between function and methods. If we are simply writing any function, then it is called as function. But if you're writing that function inside a class, then it will be called as a method. So we define class attributes outside of all the methods. Means usually they are placed at the top, right below the class header. So this is called as class header. So you will define all the attributes just below the class header like this. So this rectangle has no attributes length and width. Is this clear to you?
Yeah.
So this was our simple class rectangle, and then we are writing pass here. But we have attached two attributes. First is length, and second is width. So these are two attributes that are attributes of this class rectangle. Okay. Now, second, I told you that in object we have behavior. Behavior also called as methods. Okay. So what is behavior? Behaviors are the tasks that an object performs. Okay. So simply assume that behaviors are what? Behaviors are the tasks that an object perform. So if we take the example of rectangle, so which task a rectangle can perform? Means which task can be linked to a rectangle? Can you guess? First, simply understand that behavior are the tasks that an object performs. Okay, so if we have a object rectangle, so which task can be performed in case of rectangle object?
Area of rectangle.
What? Please repeat. It was right.
Area of rectangle.
Yes. First task can be area of rectangle. Second task can be what?
Parameter of rectangle.
Yes, perimeter of the rectangle. So these are two basic tasks that can be attached to the rectangle. Okay. So similarly, if we if we take the example of a circle, so what can be attributes of a circle? First attribute of circle will be what? Radius. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And what are the behavior? What can be the behavior of circle? Or what can be the methods linked to the circle? Similarly, area and perimeter can be calculated. So suppose I'm giving you the example of adding a behavior in the class rectangle. So these length and width are attributes, and now see this. Don't confuse with this. I will explain. Okay. So now see this. Length and width are what? They are attributes, and we are writing def. I told you that we use def to define any function, and now we are writing here. This is double underscore init, then double underscore. Then we are passing arguments. We are passing parameters self, l, or l and w. Okay. So what are three parameters that we are passing in this method? Self,
LW.
LW.
yeah, self, L and W. So now you can see that we are writing self dot length is equal to L, self dot width is equal to W. Now you can see that basically we write self dot length. You can see that this class has the attribute length, and to fetch the attribute we need to write self dot attribute name. Okay, so we have length attribute, so we are writing self dot length is equal to L. So then what will happen? Whatever the value you will pass in the length L, that will be assigned to the length attribute to the class. Now similarly similarly self dot width is equal to W. Okay, so now you can ask me that Sir, these L and W are used to assign the value to the length and W to the length and width. But what is the use of this self? So this self is to determine that this function is the behavior of the class or method of the class. So it basically differentiates between simple function and method of class. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, okay. So second, this is again a method that is written inside that is written inside this class. So this is what calculate area. We are writing def calculate area and self we need to pass to tell that this is a method of class. So, but we are not passing any argument here. Okay, now we are printing what? Print self dot length star self dot width, and we are writing pass because we don't want to write anything more. This pass is optional. You can either skip or you can write. This is an optional. Now, if it if I so what is the difference between these two methods and why I used underscore here? I will explain. First, let's see that how we create the object of this class. So first we will write rectangle 1 is equal to rectangle 3 4. So why we are writing 3 4? You can see that. So this is called this init function. Okay, this init is basically a keyword. Okay, so it is telling that this method, this function is a constructor. What is constructor? Uh, so I will explain this later. Okay, first assume that this is a constructor. Okay, so because constructor is again a large topic. So assume that this is a constructor and we need to pass here 3 4 because it is telling that whenever this init function is telling that whenever you will create the object of this class you need to pass these two values inside this class. So you need to write rectangle 3 4, but in previous case it was what? You can see that in previous case we wrote simply rectangle 1 is equal to rectangle. Means we didn't pass here something. But in this case we need to pass 3 4. So this basically this changes is because of this constructor. So constructor is the method or function that is called whenever you create the object of the class first time. So whenever you are creating the object of the class, then this function basically you need to call. So you can see that we are calling this function, but you don't need to pass the name of this function. You just need to pass the rectangle name and then you need to pass the value L and W. So we are passing here 3 and 4. And now so this is the what? This is behavior. I told you that this is behavior calculate area, and we are calling that task calculate area, and it will give you the output 12. So 3 and 4, if you are passing 3 and 4, it will give you 12. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So now we will be practicing on this. First I am creating a simple class that is rectangle. Okay. And we are adding nothing. And now this is simplest class and we are creating what? We are creating object rectangle 1 is equal to rectangle. Okay. Or run this program. It is printing nothing. It is giving you nothing as output because we have done nothing inside this class. So someone give me answer. What is the name of this class?
Rectangle.
Okay, rectangle, correct. And what is the object here? What is the name of object here?
Rectangle.
No.
Rectangle 1.
Yes. Rectangle 1 is the object of the rectangle class. Okay. So I told you classes are blueprint of object and objects are the instance of class. So we are creating here instance of rectangle, so that's why rectangle 1 is the object of this class. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we are what okay, so now we are adding some properties or some attributes. So suppose that I am writing here 10 is equal to 10 or width is equal to 20. I think all of you already understood this program, so I am writing a circle program. So in case of circle, what can be the, suppose that first I am writing here circle 1 is equal to circle. Okay, now what can be the attribute of this circle? Please tell me
Circle 1.
Diameter of the circle.
what dimension of the circle is what? Radius.
Diameter and
So I am writing here radius is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the property or attribute of this class. Now I am writing def init and I am writing here self now. Suppose that first I am removing this and run this. It is giving you nothing as output. Now add this line. So what will happen? So it is telling you that whenever you create an instance of class, see the output. It is telling you that in it missing one required positional argument radius value. So now previously you were able to create object but like this, but now you cannot create. It is giving you error because you wrote here that this constructor, the constructor of the class is taking one argument, so you need to pass the argument of radius, you need to pass the value of radius. So this will give you error. So you need to write what? Circle 1 is equal to circle, and suppose that I am passing the value of radius 1. Now it will not give you any error. You can see that it is not giving you any error. Is this clear to you? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. So nobody have any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Suppose that if I am writing here def get radius. Okay. So it will be better I write here print radius. So I'm writing print radius and printing what? Self dot radius. Now you can see that this class has now one method or one property, not property, behavior. So actually attributes and properties attributes and properties are same thing, and again methods or behavior. So again methods and behavior are same thing, and similarly attributes and properties are same thing. So this class has radius as attributes, or you can say that this class has radius as property. Now similarly this class has print radius as a method or as a behavior. Is this clear to you? Now to call this method we need to write circle1 dot print radius. Now you get the radius. Is printing what? 1, because you have passed 1 as a radius. Suppose that I am passing here 22. Now it will give you 20. It will give you 22. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So I can write another method here, def calculate area. So what is the formula of area of circle? Please tell me. Please hold for 1 minute.
Bias squared, sir.
So I think one of you have answered that.
Bias squared, sir.
Yes. So this, or we can write 22 by 7 also, or we need to write and so I don't want to calculate it. Or you can write here what is the value of pi, that is 3.14 star. What is the value of radius here? So you need to write here self first, then self dot radius star self dot radius. Okay. Now to get the area, you need to call. So you need to write here print also. Sorry, calculate it. It is what? First it is printing 22. That is circle 1 dot print radius. So you are passing 22. So it is printing you 22. Then it is printing what? 1519.76. So this is the value of area. Now you can create another object. Circle 2 is equal to similarly class of circle. I need to pass radius value. Suppose that I am passing here 3, and I can directly calculate circle 1 dot calculate area. Now I am writing here print the area of second circle object is area of first will be this and area of second will be this. Now you can see that the area of first circle object is none, the area of white is none. Area. Okay, we wrote here print, that's why. We need to write here return area. Now you can see that it is giving you the output. The area of first circle object is 1519 and the area of second circle object is 28.259999 something. Is this clear? So how this programming executing? So see it, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. Suppose that I now have you any doubt?
No, sir.
Sure, everyone. Nobody have any doubt? Now suppose that I am asking here some question. So tell me, what are the methods in this class? What are the methods in this circle class? Or what are the behavior in this circle class? Can anybody answer?
Behavior, rectangular, and area.
What?
Behavior,
Yeah. What are the behavior of the circle class?
radius, and area.
No. Radius is what? Radius is attribute. Radius is attribute, and behavior or method. I told you that these are similar, and behavior or method is what? This
No,
print
sorry.
radius and
Sorry,
calculate.
I confused this concept.
Okay, okay. So now is this clear to you, or it is still not clear?
So one doubt. Attributes behavior not yet same.
Yeah. So uh, so first, first thing I told you that attributes are what? Attributes are these values. Okay, these are suppose that these are constants. Suppose that not constant, but suppose that these are the variables inside. These are what? These are variables that are present inside this class circle.
The class
So
is a method.
yeah, so this radius variable is attribute for this circle class. Okay, so whatever will be the variable that will be declared inside the class, that will be attribute of the class. So I I make this very clear. So whatever the variables you create inside the class will be attributes or properties of the. So what it is telling? It is telling you that whatever the variables you create inside the class will be called as attributes or properties of the class. Now, similarly, whatever the functions you create inside the class will be called as what? Methods or behavior of the class. And what is the syntax? Self should be passed. Self should be passed inside that method, inside that function. Now it is clear to you. It is telling you that whatever the variables. So what are variables inside this class? This radius. So this radius is what? Attributes or properties of the class. Now again I am telling you what? For methods and behavior, whatever the functions you create inside the class will be called as methods of behavior of the class. And what is the condition? Self should be passed inside that class. You can see that for inside that function. So in every function you can see that we have passed self. So this will be the methods or behavior of this class. So this print radius and calculate area are what? In this class, first calculate area and print radius are what? Methods or
Functions.
methods or
So behavior. Sorry.
behavior. Methods or behavior. Similarly, second, this radius is what?
Attributes or properties.
Attributes or properties of the circle class. Now it's clear to you, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, sir.
No. So let's create one more example, one more class. Now I'm creating the class. Suppose that this class I want to create this class complex. So rectangle, then we have going to like rectangle and now I'm creating a class students. Okay. So whatever can be the attributes of a student. Suppose that if that student is related to a school, so what can be the attributes of this student class? Can anybody guess? First attributes can be what? Name?
Exam?
Name?
Yeah.
Suppose that I am writing here name is nothing. Now, what can be
Roll number.
roll number? Roll number is suppose that I am writing here 0. Now,
Class.
Standard.
class we can not write like this. Okay. And standard. Okay, simply we are writing std. Okay, so we are writing here std is equal to 0. Anything more? Name, roll number, standard, or
Percentage.
okay, marks. Marks is equal to 0. Now we need to define here def. First we will create a constructor. Def in it we need to write here what? Self. Then I am passing here name of student. Okay. Name of student, and we need to write here what? Self dot name is equal to what? Name of student. Suppose that we do not want to write anything, then we are writing pass, and now we are writing def set roll number. First you need to write here self, then you need to pass here roll number. Self dot roll number will be what? Answer me. Def then set standard self Now we have, you can see that we had 4 attributes in this class. So first is name, second is roll number, third is standard, fourth one is marks. Now you can see that first attribute, that is name, we have, now we are setting this attribute value when we will be defining this class first time, when we will be not defining, when we will be creating the object of the class. So writing in it, basically this is a constructor and we are passing a name of student, then whenever we call this, whenever we create the object of this class student, we need to pass here the value of name of student. So name of student will be set here. Now again you can see that we need to set roll number, standard, marks. So we are creating three methods here for every attributes: set roll number, set standard, set marks. So set roll number is expecting you what? Roll number. Set standard, you need to pass the value of standard. For set marks, you need to pass the value of marks here. So we have created three functions for setting the value of these attributes. Now we will be creating four methods to get the value of this. So suppose that we are not creating the get. So basically there are two things. First is set, second is get. So by set we change the property of the class, the value of property of the class. By get functions, we get the value of the property of the class. So don't confuse with set and get. I'm just telling you that set we use to these are not keyword. Okay, you can write here setting or you can write here getting. Setting means setting the value of attributes. Getting means getting the value of attributes. So we have created here three methods to set the values: roll number, standard, and marks. Now I am creating the object of this class. So suppose that we are writing here student 1 is equal to students, and name of student I am passing here, suppose that Mukesh. Okay, so now you can get the value of this name by writing this student1 dot name. Okay, similarly if you want to get the roll number, so we will write what? Student1 dot roll number. Similarly, we can get the value of standard. So what we will write? What?
Standard.
Standard. Similarly, student1 dot marks. Marks. Now you can see that I'm writing here print. Okay. Okay, now run this program. Why it is telling return valid syntax? Is there anything wrong? Yeah, you can see that it is printing what? Mukesh and then 0 0 0, four values. These three values are 0. So for actually it will make confusion. So create confusion. So I'm writing here name roll number, standard, and marks. Now run this program. You can see that it is telling you name is Mukesh, roll number is 0, standard is 0, marks is 0. Why? We have passed here Mukesh, then Mukesh will be assigned to the name. Now we are getting the roll number value. So roll number value is what? 0. Standard is what? 0. Marks, so marks is what? 0. To change the marks or roll number or standard, we need to write here what? Student 1 dot roll number, sorry, set roll number. We have defined set roll number. Set roll number, and we need to pass here roll number. Suppose that I am passing here 1 2 1 2 1 2. Now you will get the roll number value. You can see that it is printing name Mukesh and roll number 12 12 3 4 5 8. Again we can change the standard value. To change the standard value, we need to call this set standard. Okay, and we need to pass here standard value. So student 1 dot set standard, and you need to pass here standard value. Suppose that I am passing here it is in standard 10. Now it is giving you name is Mukesh, roll number is this, standard is 10, and marks is still 0. So we need to change the marks. To change the marks, we will call what?
Set marks.
Set marks. Suppose that I am passing here 99.9. Now it is name Mukesh, roll number this, standard 10, and marks is 99.9. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can notice here, to get the value of roll number, we wrote here student 1 dot roll number, student 1 dot name for getting name. Similarly, for getting standard, we wrote here standard 1 dot std. But we can create a function here also, def. Suppose that we want to get the name, so we can write here get name, and we can write here self. Okay, self dot name. Now you can call this to get the name. You can call either this way, or you can call by another, by calling this get name method. Okay. Now value output of both will be same. Can see that name Mukesh, again name Mukesh, but we wrote here what? In the first case we wrote student 1 dot name. In the second case we wrote student 1 dot get name. So I told you that getting and setting are what? Setting is used to set the attributes of the class, and getting is used to get the attribute of class. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So in next class we will be covering some advanced class properties, object properties. These are inheritance and encapsulation. So these things we will cover today, cover tomorrow. So if you have any doubt, you can ask, or we will close this session. So have you any doubt? You can either ask here also. Okay, Shreya, can you explain how to calculate the area of circle? I have not studied. Okay, so we use a simple formula pi r square. Next, Srisha, sir, can you show us today how to use a user-defined Python file like library or module for a second Python file? Sir, what are the keywords for controlling the accessibility of instance variable in Python? So, Srisa, actually, today's class is over. I will cover this. These things are very simple. I will this private and public things I will cover in tomorrow class. And your second question is to importing library and module. So I will also create in tomorrow class. I will create two class, and a third class we will call the two class. Okay, so we will study inheritance. So that's so in tomorrow's class we will be covering this. Is this clear, Sisa? Okay, thank you. So thank you everyone.